The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Kevin Okawana here. I want to take a minute and welcome you to today's Saturday training call and update call. How is everyone doing? How are we doing out there in INFINii land? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you all could make it. I really appreciate it. Sunday here for me over in Japan, but I appreciate you guys taking time out of your Saturday to come get some updates from us and some training. And so what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to get into some links, some compensation, where you guys can see your balances in the back office, and we're going to go through the compensation plan doc. Okay, we're going to have an extensive compensation plan doc training so that you guys really understand exactly how this comp plan works. So who is up for that? Who would like to go through that stuff? Get your replicated links. Be ready to rock this thing out. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and you can all see my screen here. You should see a update in Saturday training. You guys see that? Perfect, perfect. So let's go ahead and see what we got for you. So here's the updates. The back office, as you guys know, is still propagating. You can see it as you're navigating the back office. You can see that some of the sites are in the new propagation, some are in the old, so that's still updating. But what we did was, we don't want to wait on the propagation to finish. We went ahead and decided to update some of the old pages that we have back there so that you guys will still have some of your links, okay? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to show you where your commissions are, where your links are, and then we're going to move into let me refresh this page. Partners, reports, income stats. Oh, there we go. He's moved it down here. Okay, payout settings. Sorry about that. It's being updated in real time. All right, can you guys see my screen still? So right here, if you go to, in your back, can you guys see me? Can you see my screen? Can you hear me? Hop in the chat, everything just flickered on me. Okay, good, good, good. So what you'll see is your request payouts, and you can go ahead and see all your income stats. They're broken down by total commissions, total fast start bonuses, your global bonus pool, your total advanced beginner bonus, and your total rank achievement, and your payout. So you guys seeing all that for me? Just hop in the chat, let me know if you guys are seeing that as well. Perfect, perfect. So that's where you can find all your stats. Again, this is going to propagate over the next few hours to the new back office, and you guys will be able to see that. So right now it's in the middle. We went ahead and pushed this through so you guys could see it because we want to make sure you could get it. Set up your wallets and withdraw your money out of the back office of INFINii. So let me show you another thing that I wanted to go through today, which is your links. Okay, your replicated links. So I'm going to back up. If you go to Partners and you go to Partner Promo and then Link in Media right here and click on that, what you guys are going to see is a bunch of links for the Opportunity Sales page, the Opportunity Webinar link, and the Webinar Replay link. Can you guys follow along and see that? Perfect. So check this out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at one of these. This is your Opportunity Sales page. This is a sales page that we put together that I think you guys are going to love. And what I'll do is I'll highlight that and I'll copy it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paste it into a new browser. Hit Enter. And you're going to see a sales page that looks just like this. This is a sales video that I put together for you guys. I think you're going to love it. It'll convert very well for the online side especially. And at the bottom here, you're going to see it says click here to get started, see what others are saying, some Facebook comments. And if somebody goes to the link that you give them in the back office, and then they click here to get started, you should see the referring partner being you, right there. Beautiful, beautiful. There's a couple more links back here. We have the INFINii opportunity webinar link. This is a webinar registration. If anyone goes to this and signs up, then they will be tagged to you, and we're going to send them out your link to join. If you guys, who here has sent anybody to this link right here, this opportunity webinar link? Has anyone sent anyone to it? Because if you have, what's going to happen tonight is they're going to get an email from us to go join. They're going to get a webinar replay. We're going to send them out your webinar replay link, tagged to you, inviting them to INFINii. So if you see some folks pop in your business tonight, that's why. We've had about 7,000 people come onto that list that you guys have sent out there. We're going to email every single one of them, letting them know to go watch the webinar replay, which is link number 3 right here. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this real quick, and I'll show you guys what you'll see. So this is the webinar that we had with Ricardo and Ken. They did a phenomenal job on this webinar. I love it. And we're going to mail this out to any of your prospects that have came through to look at the webinar. And you guys can send this out to them as well. And if they click on that Get Started link, again, you are the referring partner. Beautiful. Now, before you guys go sharing any of your links, there's going to be something very, very important that I need you to do. So we're going to slow down here for a minute. I need you to pay very close attention to this. All right? Pay very close attention to this. What we're going to do is hop back into the new function in the back office. All right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to where this picture that is not me, and I'm going to click on my name here. And I'm going to go to Settings. Can everybody see this? Can everybody see what I'm doing here? Okay. So I'm going to click on this Settings, and what you're going to see is this page here. If you're in the old back office still, you're going to go to Partners, and then Settings, and then Binary Settings. Can everybody please do that for me? Or check this out. Make sure you see this. Binary Settings in the old back office is what you'll see. What you'll have to do here, very, very, very important. Spread this down your teams, let them know, make sure you understand this part. Your binary settings, you'll set a position. This is where your next sign-up will go when they join. Your most left leg, your most right leg, or balanced. You need to set this in your binary position, so make sure that if you're building out a balanced binary and you want them to go on your weaker leg, then that's where they'll go, and you'll update that. You'll let that update. It'll tell you that your settings were updated successfully, and you'll be ready to go. You'll be ready to promote. If you want to put them on your most left leg, you can do that, or your most right leg, you can do that. Does that make sense for you guys? Perfect, perfect. So if you're on the old back office, one more time, you'll just go to Partners, your settings, and your binary settings. And it will send you over to this page. Where you click on your binary settings. You can choose most left, most right, or balanced. If you're sitting in the new back office as it's propagating through, you'll go to Partners. Oh, right here, Settings. That'll work right there. Okay, Settings. And we'll be good. So what I'm going to do following this webinar is anyone that goes to their promotion tools, to their links and media, we're going to put a video on this page that shows them how to do that. But for everyone on this call right now, that's how you set your binary. That's probably the most important thing that you have to take away from tonight. And I see a lot of questions about the comp plan. And if your sponsor's building left, should you build right? Who here would like to go ahead and dive into that training? Because we're going to do that right now. And I want to point something out here. And that is, if you take a look at this promotional media down here on this link and promo page, it says promotional material. You've got a compensation plan here. Right after this call, you're going to see this compensation plan, or I'm sorry, you're going to see the INFINii presentation docs get updated to Spanish and Russian. They'll be on here right after the call because we've got them in Spanish and Russian for you guys. But what you can do is you can go to this infinii.com page right here. You can click on this, and bam, here is your entire compensation plan, really breaking down in great detail how this compensation plan works. And then download it, look at it, all that stuff. Thank you, Virginia. Appreciate you. So Keith just asked a great question. Where it says, this one right here, where it says your INFINii opportunity webinar link is, this link right here is a recorded webinar of the one we did with Ricardo. So we are, I'll tell you what we've been doing. We've been really fast at work, making sure everything's running smooth, making sure everything's propagating over, making sure everything's calculating, and we're kind of, this call, we wanted to take time out of that to make sure you guys had all this stuff. So all these links you can just go ahead and promote. You can now literally go send somebody to it and sign them up. Yes, Jackie, you definitely want to be in your right. So do we have any questions regarding setting your left and right or where to go? Can everybody, if you take a minute and go check this out, make sure you can see that for me? Perfect. All right. So again, what we're going to do now is I'm going to get Ken Eggleston out, and we're going to go ahead and switch screens, and we're going to go over the entire compensation plan. And after we go over to the compensation plan, we'll take a couple of questions and move forward. But I think this is going to clear a lot out, because a lot of the questions that I'm seeing right now are, should I build left? Should I build right? What should I do? And so we're going to go ahead and walk through, first off, the compensation plan so you guys can really get a firm grasp of this, because we have, as you know, as everybody knows here, if you've been with us, that we've made some changes. We made some changes to the comp plan. So we want to go ahead and go through those, and there are enhancements that have really helped the beginners, right? The first manager levels. It's really been a huge enhancement, and so we want to go through that and make sure you guys fully understand what we've got there and the entire comp plan. So, Mr. Ken Eggleston, are you here, sir? All right, we'll give Ken a second. All right, he is getting reconnected. While he does that, we're going to go ahead and give him 1 second And then we'll pull them out. While we're waiting on Ken, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take a couple more questions because I do see a bunch of questions piling up. This all right, Ken, I'm going to need you to disconnect and reconnect for me. All right, so he's disconnecting and reconnecting for me. Great. Yeah, we got him. Appreciate you guys. Beautiful. So yes, to recap, I got a couple people that just came on and were asking about replicated sites. Yes, they are live. You guys can go ahead and grab this opportunity page right here. Just go to Partners and Link in Media. And you'll see these pages. INFINii Opportunity Sales page, we have the Opportunity Webinar link, and then we have the replay. Also got some promotional materials for you. Right now, Ted, yes, you can still place people manually in a binary, so for those of you who are still building that way, you can definitely invite people. We haven't turned that function off yet. That's going to change here in a little bit, but for right now, we're leaving that for you guys. So somebody asked a question, and I've gotten this a few times, balancing. What is balancing? So in the binary settings, when you're setting this, guys, right here, if you set this to balanced and update it, it's just going to look and it's going to build it on your weaker leg. So whichever leg is weaker, that's where it's going to put people. Yep, so if you have a power leg going, Paul's asking, I have a lot of people on my left leg, not too many people on my right, what do I do? So you want to build it balanced. Is usually, typically my answer is balanced, unless you're trying to build deep and get a power leg established. I would definitely build balanced. I mean, there's really no reason to deviate from that. So I would set it as balanced, guys. So again, partners, settings, binary settings, balance, right there. Someone's asking about domain forwarding. Should we forward our own domain names to these links? You definitely can. If you're going to be purchasing your own domain name, for those of you who are established at it, who know how to do that stuff, then I would definitely get my own domain name and take that domain name and forward it to these links. That way you can say, hey, go to johnhigbee.com, right? Keith is asking about this. I gotcha. So the recorded webinar that you guys see on the link and promo tools, I'm going to be updating those and adding more. So you can send out different styles of it. You'll see a lot more links pop on that page. It's actually, there's going to be a lot of links there for you guys. Yes, there'll be a replay for this in the back office. All right, Ken. So I'm just feeling some questions, but I think the questions are going to change once we go through this. You're welcome, Keith. So if you could go ahead and I'm going to pass you over the screen, and we'll go through this comp plan doc. Are you ready?
Cool. Ready, man.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
you've got it. Just got to click show your screen. There you go. Perfect.
All right, guys. All right, listen, we're going to kick off real quick on page 3 of the doc under commission and bonuses. So the key factor, is that the compensation plan, the detailed comp plan doc, this isn't something that you need to become a professional at. This is a tool of reference. It's something you can go back to, take a look at anytime there's a confusion. In addition to that, what I'm going to be doing is a recorded very detailed overview from slide to slide, not on this right now, what we're going to go through, but in a true slide-by-slide breakdown of that. That'll be added to the back office, and that way anytime you have any questions, you can just go back and watch a particular part of it. But let's really go over what we have here with the INFINii plan. Obviously, we're dealing with 7 key areas. The Fast Start bonus, which most of you are familiar with, which is just 15% of the product being sold. The Accelerated Beginner bonus, the Accelerated Dual Team bonus, the INFINii Pay bonus, the Global bonus, Elevation bonus, and number 7, a name that you might not have seen before, which is the Golden Hammock bonus. And that used to be our loyalty bonus, but we wanted to name some, Hitesh wanted an interesting name for that, so it's the Golden Hammock bonus, and you'll get a laugh at that as we explain it a little further. All right, so when we go into the overall structure here and we begin to talk about what is actually paid to the field, many of you are brand new on here. I mean, I was looking at some of the enrollments today, and I see people coming in. Predominantly, it started off with the North American base, but now it's European, it's Russian, it's Malaysia. It's coming all over the place. So this is going to be obviously translated into a lot of different things. So we're going to run through this in a very rudimentary fashion. As you see right there in the chart, we have only 30% being paid into corporate. In the normal compensation structure that you'll find out there, it's a full 50% that corporate takes, and that is usually after they deduct their COGS, which is cost of goods. So the average compensation plan out there in the industry today, after I would say the norm on COGS runs anywhere from 10 to 20 cents. Deducted from, let's just take the US dollar, deducted off of the $1 before they even split the 50-50 with the field. So usually you're talking about anywhere from a 90 cents to an 80 cent split. So when it's split to the field 50-50, that means that the average compensation plan is usually paying out right around anywhere from 36 to 40 cents on the dollar. So when you have a plan like ours, which is corporate only taking 30%, a full 70% being pushed to the field, and then as you see at the bottom here, it says 70% payout with a 1-to-1 point-to-dollar ratio. What that means is that every point is equal to $1 with regards to the monthly subscriptions in our platform. So as you can see, the prime right here, which is at $49, that actually generates 50 BV into the rewards plan. So it's actually a little higher than what we're actually charging. A Surge at $149 generates 150 BV, and Excel at $399 generates 400 BV. So as new enrollments come in, and then as monthly subscriptions reoccur, you're getting continuously this 50, 150, or 400 BV push through the system. This is very different to the average network marketing company that charges this big upfront cost of anywhere from 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, or some out there charging as much as 3,000 to join, and then you get a whole bunch of products, and then you go back to a regular monthly. Well, we didn't believe in any large upfront costs. That's not what the design is here, which ends up having people spend a whole bunch of money and they're already deep in the hole. This is a business that you can start, and your monthly membership is all that it costs because you don't have to have an upfront fee. This is hugely attractive and will be a big point as people begin to really pay attention to INFINii in the marketplace. Now, The accelerated beginner bonus, the reason why we call it accelerated is that we really added a lot of power into this. As some of you know, we originally had a general beginner bonus, but what happened, we saw that although we were pushing, on the first pay run, upwards of $70,000 just through the beginner bonus, there were so many people that were accessing it that it really wasn't going to be anything substantial, and we wanted to make sure that we were putting the money in the hands of the people that are actually doing something. And that's why we went back after talking to field leadership and different people coming in, and they said, you know what, the pay plan is incredibly fair, give us a little bit more in the beginner bonus. And that's why you'll find that on the left side here, as we're looking at it, the personally sponsored, that means in your first 30 days. So you have a one-time window of 30 days in order to go after this. Now, when we're looking at these numbers right here, 200 BV equals a $50 payout. So how do you actually go about producing the 250 BV? Well, just think back to the 3 platform products that we just talked about: Prime for 50 BV, Surge at 150, and then also the Excel at 400 BV, and you'll see exactly how this will be produced. Now, so let's take, for example, you're in right now at a Surge level. So you've paid $149. You go out there and you personally sponsor someone at the Excel level. You've already produced 400 BV just on that customer coming in, which your payout then automatically, as you see on the left side underneath payout, is $100 plus a $60 bonus, and you can see how that begins to break out. So within your first 30 days, you've got the ability to access this, but we also went ahead and wanted you to be able to participate in the team structure during your first 30 days. So the most important thing for those of you that are serious about this, know some other people that want to get serious, you could actually produce $1,400 in your first 30 days just out of the accelerated beginner bonus, not counting fast start, not counting dual team bonuses or anything else, because you're able to actually do both of these. Now, the accelerated beginner bonus is a huge way to kick off your business, and it's a great promotional tool to talk to people about. The example I was just giving you before is right below. Let's say you referred in Excel. You see again the $100 bonus, $60 fast start bonus. It's $160 in your pocket, and again, that does not count the dual team bonus, which would be pushing 400 BV into one of your 2 legs. The key with this is to remember that the bonus will pay out up to $2,000 just for that. So when you go through this, remember in the rules, come down here and read right here your second bullet point, and then your third bullet point says to earn 100 or greater during a calendar month, participating partners must personally introduce and maintain at least 1 active customer or partner in both their left and right teams at a 50 BV level. So it's very straightforward. There are personal enrollment tree thresholds within this. Now, if that sounds like Chinese, personal enrollment tree or BB thresholds, don't let it confuse you. Just understand that we have this broken down so that people can go ahead, or partners can access this, but they're going to do just a little bit of work. We're not talking a lot here. And what it says here is no more than 1,200 BV from any one line of enrollment tree lineage may be used towards meeting the 2,500 BV requirement. Now, what we're talking about there is one line of lineage means anybody that you've personally sponsored, and then anybody they've sponsored and so on equals 1 line of lineage. If you sponsor 3, 4, let's say 5 people, if you've personally sponsored 5 people, that means you have 5 separate lines of lineage, and you could pull business volume from any one of those. So the idea here is that no more than 1,200 BV from any one line of lineage coming from any one person you've sponsored could actually be used towards the 2,500 BV requirement to go ahead and access your different bonus in here. So the key thing that I want you to realize, though, is that this is something that is very, very simple. Don't get hung up on, but look to the top right here that I've just showed. See where it says 2,500 BV? Equals $250 payout. So as you see, we scale each one of these down. So the next one is 2,000 BV from any one line of lineage for a total in order for you to participate in the 5,000 BV requirement. So you're looking at really having to have 2 to 3 lines, and you could have 5 lines, you could have 10 lines all contributing into this. So these numbers are very relative, very easy to understand. And remember, if you have questions with anything, I'm here directly to assist you with any of that. And you can reach out to me, you can reach out to corporate, and they'll put you in contact with me. So just ask them to speak to the Vice President of Sales. Ken Eggleston. It's very, very easy to find me, and most of the leadership team deals with me on a daily basis anyway. Now, the dual team bonus structure is the next piece. Now, oftentimes you'll hear dual team, also called binary. It just simply means a 2-team system. So we refer to everything as dual team, but it is also the binary here. It's important to understand who can qualify to earn the dual team bonus, and it's simple again. All partners who have generated a minimum qualifying monthly business volume of just 50 BV and have one active person enrolled customer of 50 BV on both the left and right teams. Now, obviously, partners are also customers, so you can either have a customer or you could have partners. It works either way. Then we talk about how does it work. This is a very specific and step-by-step instruction here. I'm not going to bore you with reading it, but it's there for you to read and go through it all. I will tell you that the dual team structure is by far the best front-end compensation plan in the industry. It's one of the reasons why the executive team sat there, put a ton of work and effort into it so that we could go ahead and pay the field the best possible margins. Now understand that most dual team structures only pay out 10% of the lesser leg. INFINii, your business, will pay you out either 10, 15, or even 20% on the lesser leg. So literally, when you get to 15%, you're getting 50% more payout than the normal company. When you get to 20%, you're doing a full 100% more payout than a normal company sees. So on here, when we talk about the accelerated dual team, what I've just talked about is in the box here to the right. You'll see the ranks. So from builder to national manager, you will receive 10% on your lesser leg BV. So what does this really mean? All right, well, if you had, and again, we don't have, and this is very important to realize, we don't have threshold, what are called dual team or binary cycle triggers fixed at the normal thing you'll see out there. You'll see ones that are called 1/3, 2/3 plans where it requires 600 BV on one leg and 300 BV on the other before it cycles and pays you anything. Ours is straightforward. Whatever amount you have balanced on your left and right teams or legs, you will automatically be paid for every week. That's the fairest possible system with no gotchas included in that. So when we look at the accelerated dual team structure, what we've been able to do here is basically say that you can go all the way up to $50,000 per week. That's $200,000 per month from your dual team structure. So it is a very, very exciting and high-paying threshold that we have. Now, the key to this also is for everybody to understand this paragraph right here as we're looking at. This is something that everybody needs to become used to understanding so the confusion leaves the field about when they get paid and how they get paid. All right, so weekly dual team pay periods, and each Friday at midnight Central Standard U.S. time. Each week's from the end of a partner's first commission pay run, which is a 1-week period, so that any clawbacks or fraud can be identified. So remember, there'll be 2 pay runs in there because each pay run is 1 week. So we're talking about holding back 2 weeks, but then following the initial 2-week waiting period, from that point forward, you'll be paid out on a weekly basis. And this is done because we have a massive international presence, and there have been a lot of companies that get in trouble if they don't do this. And the main thing that the executive team wants to do is ensure the longevity of your business and to make sure everything is in place. Now, as we talk about an accelerated dual team structure, the key for most companies when they build a binary or a dual team structure is what's called breakage. They don't, there's an intentional difficulty that's put into play. It's just in the nature of the two-team structure. And what that is that, you need to balance your teams in order to be paid. We all know that dual team or binary structures will pay on the lesser leg volume of the structure. As we see here in this example, it's somebody at the ambassador level, they would actually be able to earn 20%. So if we take 20% and we times it by the lesser team BV, which you see here in the bottom left corner right here, that is going to equal $19,600. But in a normal dual team or binary structure, this person would never be able to earn the type of money that we're talking about there, $19,600, because you see that these two legs are grossly out of balance. On the right-hand side, there's 1,455,000 in volume, and on the left, there's obviously just 98,000 in volume. This is inherently what happens with dual team structures, because when you first enroll individuals on your team, and let's take for example in this the lady at the top, she enrolled Sue, Sam, Mark, and Kim, which are in the dark green circles. Now the light blue circles are people that they brought in and maybe spill over from above, but ultimately you don't know when you're enrolling people who's actually going to duplicate. So it's kind of potluck as to who takes off. And sometimes and very often we'll see one leg take off and go to China and have a whole bunch of growth on it, and the other one will be weak in comparison, just as this example states. Well, in a normal dual team or binary structure, your rank advancement would be completely blocked because you're not really producing enough volume on your lesser leg. And in those other compensation structures out there, they know this, so the lesser leg is the key, either the amount of BV that's produced on the lesser leg or the number of cycles which occur, which is just another way of saying BV driven off of lesser leg. Well, with our accelerated binary, we allow you to go ahead and still rank advance to the highest rank in the company, even if your binary or dual team structure is literally up to 98% out of balance, which is why you can have an example here why somebody with this volume here on their left leg could still take this type of money. Now, I'm going to go into more training and detail on that, but just understand that the accelerated dual team bonus that you have your hands on takes away the negative of a binary, which is rank restriction. So the handcuffs have been taken off to you. Next time you get the opportunity, shoot a message to Kevin, Hitesh, Jason, your founders, and make sure to tell them thank you, because it was because of them that they agreed to that type of ruling. Now, we move on to the INFINii Pay. The INFINii Pay is a unilevel structure. It's based on your personal enrollment tree. Now, the INFINii Pay begins once you hit the rank of director. And if you were watching some of the webinars that we've had this week, and especially the one last night, you've seen that in this first pay run, there were over, I think, approximately 24 people that hit director or above ranks. So you can imagine the type of rank promotion that we're going to continue to have here. And again, I would bring your attention to this section right here, which goes over when it's paid. This is the same rule that applied to the dual team. So both the dual team and your INFINii Pay are weekly. They're paid out weekly, and they operate under this same structure. So rather than putting in help desk tickets and everything else, trying to figure out when you're paid, just simply go to this doc and you'll find all the information on there. It's going to help you understand that. So looking at the structure, you're going to notice that your INFINii Pay doesn't have the same type of structure as your dual team, because your INFINII model is based upon what we call a personal enrollment tree or unilevel structure. And what that means is that you can go in an unlimited width and, conversely, also an unlimited depth. Normally in a unilevel, you can pick or choose or have one of the other, a dual team or a unilevel. Well, what we did is we created a hybrid. We put the dual team or binary on the front end of the rewards plan, and we put the unilevel also in here, so you've got the best of both worlds, but we took it one step further. Unilevels usually restrict your depth. Matter of fact, they always restrict your depth, and they're only going to let you go anywhere from 6 levels to 9 levels, and what usually happens is that you get blocked and your organization down below, you're not getting the money out of it. Well, imagine that you're able to make on your INFINII Pay unilevel here a full 5% off of the total business volume in each separate line of lineage. And as we begin to continue going through that, you see how huge that can be. If you have 100,000 in BV, let's take Sam to the left there. If you have 100,000 in BV underneath Sam's organization, that means that you've already received money on that on the dual team. But in addition to that, now you're going to receive 5% on that up to your rank cap. So if your rank was high enough, then you would go ahead and receive $5,000 that week alone off of the 100,000 in BV. And you can go ahead and personally introduce as many people as you want. So obviously this is a huge, huge income stream, and you can earn up to $50,000 per week on each personal line of lineage. So that's why you're going to see a lot of people want to introduce a lot of other people to this. So when we talk about our rank with benefits chart, this is where we start to really get into an understanding. Now, the first time you look at this, it might be like, wow, it looks like a algebraic equation turned sideways. Don't get hung up on it. Don't worry about it. This is just a quick reference tool for you to use. If we start off at the top here where it says rank and you run across the top, you'll see PET-BV required. All that means is personal enrollment tree business volume required. And then as you go down in each shaded area here, you'll notice that to the left is the rank. So you know that at manager, you have to have at least 750 BV required, with at least 375 BV on your lesser leg. So that is basically a balanced build on your binary. But remember that with a dual team binary, and again it's one and the same, so you'll keep hearing me repeat that, you can go ahead and receive spillover from your upline. Now it's important to understand that spillover, even though the points appear below you in the binary and you can earn on those points, full dollars. There's no restriction on that. Spillover enrollments placed below you that were not part of your personal tree, they do not count for your PET requirements. So it's important to understand that. Now, we come over to the accelerated beginner bonus. You can see the maximum right here that you can receive, and up through the national manager level is where you can earn that. So you can participate in the accelerated beginner bonus until you reach the rank of director. Your dual team weekly max that you see here, you can just run down and see based upon your rank, exactly come across and see how much you can earn per week out of your dual team. And it's a very simple system all the way down to $50,000 per week. Come over here to your 5% INFINII unilevel, which is your enrollment tree. Come down here and you can see that per each line of lineage or per PET weekly cap, that for each person, this is your weekly cap that you can earn. So you can imagine if you come down, let's say, to presidential director and come across here, you could earn up to $3,500 per week on each person and their whole organizations, that off the BV right there. So this is why you're going to want to introduce as many people as you can personally, because it's going to have a huge impact on your earnings based upon your INFINII Pay unilevel. Then your elevation bonuses are right over here, and you can see correspondingly from each rank exactly what the elevation bonus is. If you come over here, this far right-hand column, and you'll see the 02, That means that your bonus is paid out over 2 months in $5,000 increments. If you come over here to the senior director and you bring it all the way across, you'll see that's $20,000 and it's paid out over 4 months. Again, $5,000 per monthly increments, so it's $5,000 over 4 months. Now, the executive director, the same way, bring it across, it's $50,000 over 10 months. Now, it is important that if you qualify for these, that they are paid cumulatively. Now, the key is the director. You can achieve the director rank in 1 month. Most companies never allow anybody to rank advanced just off of 1 month. But again, our founders wanted to make sure that we put as much money into the hands of people when they first come in. And so if you go ahead and hit director, you don't have to do it 2 months in a row. You hit director this month, and on the 15th of the following month, you're going to get your first $5,000 check on your elevation bonus. Now, if you hit director within your first 90 days, as you can see here in small print right underneath where I'm moving my arrow back and forth there, if you hit director in 90 days or less, then you can also go ahead and receive an additional $10,000. So that means you get the regular $10,000 bonus, and then you get an additional 10 for a total of $20,000. Now, the beauty of this is when you hit director, you'll get your first $5,000 increment, then just hit director again the following month, because you are going to have to requalify, of course, to receive it. So when you hit director again the following month, or if it takes you 2 months before you actually requalified it again, then you'll get the remaining $5,000 of your original 10 in your first elevation bonus, plus you'll receive a lump sum additional $10,000. So you first have to complete the second month of your director qualification to go ahead and receive the full 10K bonus. But what a great thing that is. That means it's basically you've got a $15,000 payout after completing your second director or month at director. And you know, when we continue all the way down here, you'll see exactly how all these numbers keep corresponding and they get beautiful. I think the golden hammock is probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen in the industry. No company's ever done it before. And at the presidential director rank, for those of you that are thinking, hey, this is real, e-commerce, we've got the whole Amazon, eBay, Alibaba thing globally, you get the picture, you know that, all right, I'm going to shoot right up here, and folks, this is quite honestly just free money. When you hit presidential director, on top of all the other things you see in this commission structure, you're going to receive an additional $25,000 for 2 years. After you've finished collecting the full 150, then the golden hammock bonus kicks in and just pays you $25,000 a year for you to use whatever you want. Same thing at Ambassador, same thing Diamond Ambassador. And look at what Global Ambassador pays you, $250,000 a year for 10 years straight. Now, remember that the golden hammock bonus kicks in after you've gone ahead and received all of your final payouts from the elevation bonus structure. All right, the last thing I want to cover on here is running over to what the max personal enrollment tree percentage per line. If you take a look at the screen, you see what my arrow is running around. This is very important because, as you notice, we allow a full 60%. Most companies start at 50% and go down from there. We allow full 60% to be utilized at regional manager, national manager, and director towards the BV threshold. So if we think about director and we say, all right, you need 30,000 personal enrollment tree volume within your organization, in the personally sponsored and your whole tree coming together, and you can use up to 60% of any BV from any one line of lineage. What that means is that if you sponsored, let's say, 5 people, you could use up to 18,000 BV from any one of those 5 teams. So because 30,000, 60% of 30,000 is 18,000, and that's the ratio or the numbers that you would utilize. It's very simple. You just take the number that's within the personal enrollment tree number, and then you go ahead and times that by the percentage you see here, and you'll receive or be able to see the maximum number that you can utilize from any one team. Senior director is 55%, executive director is 50%. Now again, this is where most companies start is at the 50% threshold, and already you're at the executive director level, and we haven't dropped down. Now, a presidential director goes to 45. So what does this mean? It means up to executive director, you could literally achieve that rank with just 2 lines of lineage. That's how powerful this is. And if you look across at that executive director level, look at what you're able to do here. You're able to earn up to $8,000 a week in your dual team. You're able to earn up to $1,200 a week on every single line of personal enrollment tree out of your Unilevel or INFINii pay. You've got an elevation bonus here where you've already collected $80,000 in elevation bonuses that are made available to you. And eventually you'll have the golden hammock payout starting at your next rank, which is presidential director kicking in. So this is a very, very powerful formula. Again, off to the left, you'll see here, again, where I'm moving my arrow is the 10%. This is your dual team pay. At 50 at director, the 15% kicks in where you're getting 50% more than the vast majority of dual team income that's out there and in the industry, and then at ambassador it kicks to a full 20%. Folks, this is just unheard of in an overall payout here. So again, you just need to be real happy about the decision you made to go here. Below this chart, we've tried to make it very detailed for you so that you can scroll down and refresh your memory as to exactly what you're looking at above. And again, any questions, you can direct those into the INFINii customer service on that. Global bonus pool is the next piece. We didn't have enough room in that overall chart to add global bonus pool. So the key here is that we're taking a full 4% and we're dividing it amongst those people that are director and above. And you can see that when you start talking about this, it's huge. Now, this is paid out on the 15th of each month, as is all of our major bonuses, because we've got our dual team bonus and we have our INFINii bonus that are paid weekly. Then you have the accelerated beginner bonus, and as well as the global bonus and the elevation bonuses that are all paid out on the 15th. Now, this is one of those things where we like to say leadership has its rewards, and you can see the percentage rather than most plans, which actually go ahead and pay the largest percentage to the higher ranks that are already making an incredible amount of money. Our founders wanted to invert it. They wanted to push the highest percentage to the lowest leadership rank. So you can see of the 4%, a full 2% gets paid out at the director level and 1% at senior director, and then it begins to break down from there all the way to global ambassador. So one more time, the INFINii rewards plan turns the industry norm on its head and pays out to the people actually doing the hardest amount of work and just starting to make the money at the director and senior director level, which is where it should be. Now, on the elevation bonuses, we know the payout schedule on that, as I just said, is on the 15th. Directors and above participate in the elevation bonuses, and when we come down here, you can see again exactly the number of months that are paid out. Now, there was some confusion in the field that thought they would go ahead and receive a cumulative director plus senior director, executive director, and that can occur. But remember, director, you get the first bonus when you achieve it just after 1 month, and it gets paid out over 2 months, but this is very important. Hit director this month, and your first $5,000 bonus would be paid to you on February 15th. Now, if you hit director again in February, then your second $5,000 bonus would be paid out on March 15th, and at the same time, your $10,000 bonus for doing it within 90 days would be paid to you as well. Now, senior directors have to do it 2 months in a row for those ranks. So if this month you hit director and you hit senior director, then you're already now participating at the director level, but you are going to have to requalify this month at the senior director level to get your first senior director payout on the 15th of February. Now, some of you went all the way up to executive director in this last pay run, and so what we're going to find there is, again, if you did 2 months, so if you qualified for executive director this month or last month, and you do it again this month, then what's going to occur on the 15th of February, you're going to receive the $5,000 incremental bonus out of the 20 for the senior director. You'll receive another $5,000 out of the executive director. You'll receive the last $5,000 out of the director, and you also receive the $10,000 bonus for hidden director in under 90 days. Talk about a ridiculous amount of money coming all at once. I'm still amazed, really, at what the founders of this company agree to pay out to the field. It is unprecedented when you look at it. Now, the Golden Hammock bonus. I don't know about you, but I think it's the coolest name possible. And it really just means, hey, earn money while you're sitting back in addition to the entire compensation structure that's already being paid out to you. This literally is just free money after all the elevation bonus have been paid out and everything else. This is just the company's way of saying thank you. Where do you see a company that goes ahead and does this? At Presidential Director, it's $25,000 per year for 2 years. Now remember, also cumulative. So if you go ahead and rank advance, and you're ranked advance all the way through this, look at the amount of money that is being paid out through the Golden Hammock bonuses. And you get up to the Global Ambassador, and you're doing $250,000 a year for 10 years. It is absolutely incredible, the amount of money that you can go ahead and participate in. So lastly, we've got a whole breakdown here in the back that you can go to and look up each rank and see exactly, okay, what the rank achievement bonus is, what the dual team weekly potential is, how much can be paid on each line of lineage off of the PET within the INFINii Pay unilevel, what the global bonus pool is, your yearly Golden Hammock, and your maximum BV allowed from every single line of lineage. This is very, very detailed. It will answer any question you possibly have. And then you get back here to the definitions, and we've gone into very, very deep detail on that. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to one of your founders and bring back on Kevin Hokawana. Kevin, you still there with me?
I am. I was listening intently. That was amazing. Beautiful.
It was long, but the idea when you have something like this in your hands, as the field sees, there's nothing that can compete against this in the marketplace. And consider that all of this is on top of the incredible e-commerce earnings, Kevin, that you, Hitesh, Jason, and everybody on board has gone ahead and proven is an absolutely unstoppable engine. You've basically bolted on now the hottest network marketing plan in the industry to the hottest true business model, which is e-commerce.
Thanks. I'm really excited about this because we did have 24 people hit director and above, which is crazy. So they're going to start seeing that post in the back office here soon, and it's just amazing, in pre-launch and without replicated links what they've done. So the field has really taken this and run with it, and you guys are killing it, and we're just proud to be able to put this stuff together. It doesn't mean anything without everyone working towards it and doing it, right? I mean, just having a plan there doesn't mean anything. What means something is when someone goes out there and uses it and changes their life with it. So very exciting, and we'll get this recording in the back office because Ken did a brilliant job going through that, and you guys will be able to get that, share it. You've got your links. There's more site propagation going on, so you'll see more of the site propagating as we go through the night and into tomorrow. Best estimate is in the next 24 hours. So pretty exciting, And I'm just looking in the chat. This is, and again, we're going to do this every week. We'll be hopping on for these trainings, and you guys will be able to get on here, and sometimes it'll be on e-commerce stuff, and sometimes it'll be on partner things, and we'll just make sure that every Saturday at this time that we can get on and give you guys everything we got going on, give you an update on where we're at, what's happening. So you guys can be fully informed on what's going on. So we're looking at well, we got a lot of good questions coming in. Absolutely awesome. Yes. So I want to address something real quick, and that is translations, and that is international times. So in the next few weeks, as you see us move forward, you're going to start seeing different trainings pop in at different times for people in different parts of the world. So in UK and things of that nature, we're going to start rolling that kind of stuff out. And you'll start seeing sales pages and webinar invitations and things of that populate in there that are all in Spanish and Russian and things of that nature. So you'll start seeing those pop in there. So we're really excited about that. And we go, a lot of people always ask, what about this country, or what about this country, or what about that language? It really goes by demand. There's a very significant cost associated with translating the entire back office, translating all the material, and we have to have leaders on the ground to do that stuff. So as we have more leadership in different areas, you'll see us roll out there. You'll see us start building there, even building there more. And that's going to take you guys to help facilitate that. So if you're, let's say, in the Philippines, or if you're in the UK and you're a leader and you have an established team, let's talk. Because if you have folks in your team that are doing some amazing things on the e-commerce side and on the partner side, let's talk. So you're going to see a lot more dialogue happening as we move forward to make sure that leaders on the ground in those countries are getting the credit they deserve, that we're celebrating their successes, and that we're getting them spun up on the master classes, and the graduates of that will be able to go on to teach in those languages. So very exciting. I know we all kind of want everything right now, but this isn't a sprint. This is going to be a long marathon that you've entered into, and you're going to see us over the next couple of years, over the next couple of decades, just roll out more things. Just roll out more things for you. So pretty exciting. See, so I've got a question from Doug asking about someone who went from $2 to 500K and where they can find that. If you go to the main page, and I'm going to take back the screen here. Let me just do one thing, and I'm going to take back the screen because I want to show everybody something, so we have an understanding of what to expect when you log in your back office and how things are going to flow and what we're kind of doing here. So I'm just going to grab that, Ken, and make myself a presenter, and let me know when you can see my screen.
It's up, Kev.
Beautiful. So whenever we have a webinar, what you'll see is, for example, yesterday we had a webinar, right? And if the event is here, we'll leave this open to go watch the replay of it. So before, you could have registered here. After the webinar and it's live, you now have a link that says, hey, you can go ahead and watch it. Same with right here. Right here, there's a link to register for the webinar that you're on right now. Once we're done, this will get posted in the back office. It'll get posted on a page, and you'll be able to just click here and go watch it. Okay, so that's kind of the flow of how things are going to be rolled out. If we get together, if we do some training, and the Saturday trainings are more are going to be a lot looser because they're more trainings. It's more interactions. We want to interact with you. We want to see your questions and go through stuff, right? Yeah, definitely, Jackie. So that's how these will flow on the weekends, because we're getting into more training. We want to make sure you understand it. We're not just trying to talk at you. We're trying to make sure you understand what we're doing here. So this will change to say click here to watch the partners only webinar recording. So, and that's how the flow will be. All right, so we're pushing at about an hour. And I want to get back to getting some stuff done for you guys, and I want to get this recording up as soon as possible, so you guys can definitely go watch it. And again, the recording for yesterday, when they were asking about the person who went from $2 to $500,000, well, not yesterday, that was an opportunity webinar. That is in your one of your recorded webinars, in your Partners Promos link in media right here. You see that? Partners Promos link in media. So if I click on that, I can scroll down and I can see the INFINii Opportunity Webinar replay link, this one right here, the INFINii Opportunity Webinar replay link. This is that webinar. with Ken, Ricardo, and Jeff came on and gave us his insight into what he's done here. So you guys can go watch that, and you can go share that link, and if somebody clicks to sign up, they will be your sign up. Okay, you guys can definitely go rewatch that. I've got a question on with the settings page. When you toggle that to balanced, it doesn't affect your PET. Okay, I've seen a couple people saying, well, what's that going to do with my PET? Anyone that you personally bring into INFINii is in your PET, and anyone that's your personally enrolled team. So if Ken enrolls me, I'm in Ken's personally enrolled team. If I then go on to enroll Eugenia, then Eugenia is in my personal PET, my personally enrolled tree, and is also in Ken's personal enrolled tree. The left and right and the balanced is for the binary settings. So when somebody comes in, are they going to the left of your binary, to the right of your binary? And it's always outside leg. It's not inside leg. It's always outside left or outside right. And you can set it to go outside left or outside right, or you can set it to just balance it out, meaning your smaller leg will get built. So I hope that makes sense.
Hey, Kev.
Yes.
That's a great question that came up on the personal enrollment tree. It's important for people to understand, just as you said, is that the PET requirements have nothing to do with the binary. So when they're looking at that one-page doc that we have, and they see 20,000 lesser leg as the maximum needed for the lesser leg binary, it's important for them to understand that that it's not necessarily required that all be from PET. Either leg, you could be receiving spillover from your upline if you're lucky enough. The vast majority of times, about 95% of people don't receive spillover from the person enrolled them, and that's why the dual team structure is the best one in the industry, because you only have to build 2 teams. But this is one where usually both teams are going to be your own personal enrollment tree. But if by chance you have spillover from your upline above that's being dumped into you, that spillover is something that, don't get that confused with your PET. The PET, the personal enrollment tree, is just used for your rank advancement qualifications, and obviously you're paid very handsomely on your PET through the INFINII pay. So I'm going to be going over that in detail in the training video, so don't get hung up on that. Thanks, Kev.
Oh no, thank you. I appreciate it. And this training, our compensation plan is very it's very unique in a lot of ways. And so I don't expect you to understand all the ins and outs at once. I'd go watch this a couple of times. Okay, so go watch this recording a few times. It'll be in the back office probably in the next 60 minutes for you. And again, it'll be right on that home page, and you'll be able to just grab it. So go watch it. Let your teams watch it, take a look at it, and really wrap your head around it. But you don't have to wrap your head around it to take action, right? Just take action. Take action. Get it moving. So with that, I just want to thank you, Ken, for coming out here and educating everyone and helping us really let everybody know how this compensation plan works. I'm going to have this recording in the back office within an hour from now, and I think this really helped everyone. Did this help you guys? Did this help everybody really understand what's happening, where your links are, how to set your binary, and all that stuff? Great. Beautiful, beautiful. So stay tuned for the next update. We'll be having some more updates rolling out here very soon. As soon as the site propagates, there's a whole other level of things that we're going to start bringing to the table and updating you on. So that's going to be the next milestone. Site propagates, and we will be getting together with everybody to make sure you guys have more information on what's happening, where everything is. I appreciate you guys coming out here. Really appreciate you being here, taking your time out on your Saturday. For me, it's a Sunday. For those of you who are international, thank you for being here, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.